Okay, so we're recording episode 10. Episode 10. All right, well, episode 10, Da la vuelta y Vive, and we have a very, very important show today. And before I begin, I do have to give out a disclosure as per my producer. And basically, what the disclosure is bottom line, this is one of those shows that touches the heart. And today we have someone that's young. We still haven't decided whether we're going to cover the face or not. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to ask her a series of questions. Now, we are talking about a person that is 14 years old, and she wanted to do this. She wanted to come on Da la vuelta y Vive because she wants to make an impact on young people's lives. There's so many things. Our last show, we had a 30-year-old singer, Alisa T, who really came out and just started talking about issues that she had. I didn't ask her. She just started talking. And so that kind of led us to where we're at today. So today we are going to be talking about self-harm. We're going to be talking about depression. We are going to be talking about anxiety. And these are real things. And that's why Da la vuelta y Vive, we have to do it. We have to do it. If we offend you, turn off. Turn off the channel. Go somewhere else. Okay? This is not for you. If you're offended, if you want to criticize me, as long as you subscribe, I don't give a damn. At the end of the day, if you are going through what I'm going through, then you'll stay and listen. You'll stay and listen. So today we have my daughter, Victoria de la Cruz, who, first of all, Victoria, before we even start, I want to just ask you, did I ask you or did I tell you to come out and be on the show?
No, I wanted to be in it.
Uh-huh.
And you asked me and I said yes.
Okay. All right. So Victoria came to me and said, hey, when are you going to do a podcast about me? She saw Victor's, and we've been talking about this. So Victoria, first of all, how old are you? What grade are you in?
I'm 13.
Oh, okay.
And I'm in 8th grade.
8th grade. So you're going to be 14 in June.
June 15th.
June 15th. All right. So you're an 8th grader. And first of all, tell me what's going on. What's going on at school? What do you see? What are the different things that we can expect, or what other parents that are listening to us right now can expect to be hearing that are going on in their schools?
There's a lot of people who just bully a lot of other people.
Uh-huh.
And there's a lot of fights, and there's a lot of rumors about people, and there's a lot of people who have a lot of mental issues that need a lot of help but don't really talk about it, and the school really doesn't say anything unless you speak up. And also like drugs and like vaping and all that.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you, I know you, obviously, and I know you, and obviously we've been through some things, right? And in the past year or so, we've been discovering a lot more about you.
Yeah.
When exactly, and I know you and I talked about this, when exactly did you start feeling that anxiety that you're talking about? The anxiety that I can really see right now while I'm interviewing you. I see your legs. I see your hands the way they are. And I know it's scary for you to be sitting in front of a camera and talking about this, but it's still anxiety at the end of the day. So when did you start feeling these feelings that you get? When did you start feeling them?
Like during the pandemic, when we came back to school, every morning I'd wake up and I'd have a panic attack, and I'd like throw up and I'd cry, and I would say, I don't want to go to school. I don't want to do anything, and I just want to stay home. But I like had it for like a very long time, but it got worse like during like 5th grade and sixth grade. The beginning of sixth grade was when it just like was so bad, and I'd have panic attacks like every day.
Okay, so sixth grade, like, let's break it down. Let's break it down because that's what we're here to do. So sixth grade, you're in elementary, and then pandemic strikes. So you missed a whole year of school.
Yeah.
You missed a whole year of school. So then what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts when you start hearing, hey, we're going back to school?
Scared because I didn't know anybody and I didn't know who to talk to. And I was like, how am I going to go to school and like act like everything's fine? Like, I don't know anybody. What if people make fun of me? What if people say that I don't look good or anything like that? So it kind of freaked me out. And also, like, what if I get sick or what if I get COVID from this? Like, that type of stuff, it kind of scared me a lot. And I started getting, like, really nervous.
Hearing about all the people that died during the pandemic, I mean, you saw it on TV, you heard it on the radio. What did that do to you?
It made me feel really bad, but like really scared at the same time because that could be any of us. It could happen to like our family, it could happen to me, it could happen to you. So it was like really scary, and it was like, what's gonna happen? You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know if you're gonna get it or if your family's gonna get it or your friends are gonna get it. So it just scared you.
Do you think that we talk enough about it?
Sometimes yes, but not all the time.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this, and it's really hard for me to ask this because I'm your father, and for me to ask a question and wonder if something happened to you. Did something happen to you in your past that you haven't shared with me? And you don't have to tell me. You can just say yes, and then we can move on. I don't need to know details, but did something happen to you that triggered for you to feel like this?
When I was younger, no. But when I started getting into school, yes.
Uh-huh.
A lot of stuff.
Uh-huh. Now let me ask you. So when you started school, and some of the things that really, and it just finally came out that we were able to identify that there was something going on with you, because we always saw the happy Victoria, always smiling, always joking, because you're a big time joker. We noticed something in your arms, and that's when pretty much everything started, and that's when we started getting concerned. What is it that happened?
I started to self-harm,
Mm-hmm.
and well, first started on my legs, but then I started to do it on my arms a lot and like every day, and it got to a point where it was just all over me.
Mm-hmm. I know that if you're watching, you can't really see, but I'll tell you that she has scars all over the place. She's 13 years old. I don't know. Some of those are pretty deep. Can you tell me about what it is that you feel when you're doing this? Because self-harming is something that is really hard for people to understand. It's like, how can somebody take a blade? What is your preference? What do you use?
Razor blade.
A razor blade.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you do? Obviously, you get a razor blade. Okay. Tell me what you started off with. Your razor blade, but tell me what razor blade did you use?
I used to go inside stores and I used to steal blades from the stores, and I'd take them home, and when everyone was asleep, and it was like around 1 or 2, I'd go to the bathroom and just start cutting all over my arms.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then it got tougher?
Yeah, I was tired of doing it very lightly.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like at my lowest, like I was like, I'm already tired and I don't know what to do anymore. So I'd go like deeper.
But you're 13 years old. What do you mean? I mean, at your lowest, you're 13 years old, and you've not even lived, not even a portion, a freaking third of your life. How is it that at 13 years old, you're already saying to yourself, I'm in my lowest? Like, you don't even know what's coming in your future. What takes a young kid like you to think that you're at your lowest? What is your lowest?
When I'm tired and I want to give up, and
But give up what? What are you giving up? Huh? It's okay. It's okay. That's why we're here.
everything.
It's really hard to sit here and listen to you. And I'm okay. It's really hard to sit here and listen to you think that you're at the lowest of your life. Understanding you, first of all. And this is what I want you to understand, the people that are following us and listening to us. There's tears here. There's feelings here. There's real feelings. Okay, criticize if you want. And say, hey, am I looking for views or whatever? This is not what this is. This has been very calculated. I asked you to ask someone, right? I mean, can somebody go and shut that dog up? I asked you to talk. Obviously, you're visiting someone on a monthly basis, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Yeah.
So every day I would go to school and see a counselor there, but my mom said, "Do you want to see somebody else outside of school?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Yeah, sure, let's try it out." And I started to go every month and talk to her about how I feel, and she'd ask me a bunch of questions, and she'd tell me how I'm doing and give me some advice and give me homework to do to try to better myself.
So you're seeing a therapist?
Yeah.
Okay. You're 13 years old, going to school. You're seeing a therapist. Like you, my producer says, what is wrong with society? Let me ask. I'm going to kind of narrow it down, because if we look at society, if you hear the dogs, I'm sorry. I mean, this is just live, and we can't control that situation out there. But let me ask you. When we talk about society, let's narrow it down. You obviously have a group of friends.
Yeah.
And I don't want to burn anybody. And you know what? No, let me just not ask that. I'm not even going to ask that, because we're talking about you. We're talking about you. Okay. Victor, that's fine. You can leave this, but I'm just on. Westlaco ISD. There's a freaking problem. Fix it. Fix it. That's all I'm going to say. All right, back to you. So, what is wrong with society? What do you see around you in the world that bothers you?
There are some people here who take advantage of the word self-harm, and there's girls and guys who use that as their advantage. Like, they cut themselves or do these things or say these things about it that, for me, it's like, why say it, or why do it, or stuff like that. Or when I'm like asking for help, there's some people who are very ignorant about it and say, you're fine, you're like young, you have no problems, you're a 13-year-old girl who's barely starting her life, how can you have problems? And that just brings me down to like, okay, if they're saying that they can't help me, then what's like the point of me asking for help? So I'd rather just stay silent, because people just say that I'm 13 and I don't have a lot of adult feelings.
Well, I want to clear something up with you. That what I'm doing here right now is I'm giving you that opportunity that you're not getting. I'm giving you that opportunity to be a grown up and be that person. If you're going to start being that spokesperson for every young lady that is going through what you're going through, and you made that choice, well, you know what? I applaud you. you're a great person. You're a great person because you're showing the strength. You are showing no fear, and you're coming out with this. This is incredible. This is incredible. And you know what? Like I said again, and I can't stop saying this. This is real. This is not something that's on. She came to me, and I'm nobody to tell her or stop her from the help that she's seeking. I'm her father, and she wanted to do this. She asked me. I'm not gonna deny that to my daughter. I'm not gonna deny it. So okay. So let's get back to this. So I want to get down to that because one of the things that has really intrigued me about the harm, because there's physical need, okay? Just like a smoker, just like a drug addict, just like a person that eats a lot, just like a person, because there's knowledge out there that a person that self-harms is also has issues with eating, has issues with other things. But I want to get down to that feeling that you get when you're cutting, because it goes on with music too. We talked about this, I think. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about this? Because I want to know what it is that I've seen those cuts. I've seen some of those cuts that have already passed the fat part of your body. If you know anatomy, you know that when you cut, there's some people that do it lightly, but there's some, what I've seen in you is you can actually go past the fat of your body. Everybody has fat, and I've seen that in you. So where's the anger, or where's the feeling? So we talked about this. Yeah. What are you feeling? Because you do it once, you do it again, you do it again. I mean, what is the feeling? Like, what you're listening to the music. You talked about some music out there, some songs out there. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, at first I hesitate. I'm like, should I or should I not do it? But then my mind is like, just do it. You're going to be fine. It's just like one cut. But then when I do the first cut, I don't really think in the moment. Everything is like blank. I don't think about my family. I don't think about the people who love me or the people who care about me. I don't think about that. I just do it. And then when it's done the first time, I can't stop, and I think I should just keep on doing it and just go more deeper, because I think, well, the more deeper I go, it will be fine and nothing's going to happen. Like, I'll be okay. So I just keep on going. And then sometimes I just go way too deep and I kind of freak out, but I say, you know what? It's fine. I'll be fine.
Have you heard the term blood music?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. You had told me that you listened to one specific song that has a certain frequency that just makes you feel good. What is that song?
Well, it's called Dawn Courses by Tom York, the singer of Radiohead. Well, it's not. Well, I have a whole playlist.
So you have a whole playlist of music that makes you feel good while you're doing that?
Not feel good, just like not try to think about it as much as I do. Yeah.
It takes you to that level. You mentioned, and this was crazy for me because you mentioned this last time that this happened, and we haven't beat this, and I don't think you ever do. But you mentioned, which was kind of funny to me, you mentioned Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
What's that song of Johnny Cash that you...
It's called Hurt.
Wow. And what does it say at the beginning?
Well, it says, like, I hurt myself today to see if I still feel pain. Yeah.
So basically, the cutting is your way of finding out whether you still have feelings?
Yeah.
And when you do, that's when I pop up or your mom pops up, but it's too late. Is that pretty much the feeling?
Yeah.
And that's where you realize that you still do have feelings?
Sometimes. But most of the time, I honestly feel like I don't.
Uh-huh. Wow. That's... so, okay. Is there a way that we can make it out of this?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Do you want to get out of this?
Yeah. A lot.
Why?
Because I'm like, I think about it a lot. Like, when I'm done cutting or anything like that, I think about how is my future gonna look? Am I gonna keep on doing this, or am I gonna do something that's gonna harm me forever? And am I ever gonna get out of it? And I get scared because I know for a fact that I don't want to become a bad person. I don't want to do bad things when I'm older. I want to help people, and I want to help my friends, my family, everything. But sometimes it's like, how am I going to do that if I'm going to keep on cutting?
Well, let me tell you one thing. You're doing a lot for me. And you're doing a lot for whoever's following right now. So that's a plus on you, okay? I'm not a whiz, and I think that anybody that sits in front of you and tries to listen to you is a whiz either. We don't have all the answers, but one thing that is for certain is that you are loved. You are loved, very much loved. It's really hard to try to bring you into a show like this and try to I'm not here to fix anything. I wish I could. But what I do feel that we need to do, and you just freaking paved the way for me. You freaking paved the way for me as to the knowledge, the urge, the ganas that I have in bringing reality to anybody that's listening and say, wake the fuck up. Wake up. This is around you, okay? Nobody's perfect. We have a lot of issues. Wake up and embrace these issues because they're real and because they're part of your kids now, okay? They're part of them. I'm going to ask you a question. I don't know, producer. We're good to go? Okay, I'm going to ask you one last question, and then I'm going to go into my closing comments. But and I think I already know the answer. But does the phone and the social media have anything to do with this? And speak freely, because I'm not going to take your phone away, but speak freely.
Yeah.
Tell me what you feel the issues are.
A lot of people can see a lot of stuff there. Like, if you want to look up self-harm, there's everything there.
Mm-hmm.
You can go on Reddit, you can go on Twitter, anywhere, and you could find anything about it. And when I started doing it, I used to look it up all the time, and I would even ask my own friends what happens when you do it, how do you feel when you do it, and that just led me to on doing it. And social media and the phone in general could sometimes lead you to do things a lot of times. Okay,
so parental control. Bullshit. Okay, don't trust anything that you don't have control yourself, okay? I could have said, and I can tell you, I'm probably one of the most careful parents that there is. And I spend so much time, and don't fucking come and tell me that I don't spend time with my daughter, okay? And I spend time with my daughter. She spent all freaking day with me yesterday. She loves to be with me, or you tell them. You tell them.
I really like talking to you because you don't judge me, and you don't say comments about me that make me feel bad about myself. You make me feel like that I'm okay, and that I will get through it, and that I am strong, and that I shouldn't be worried about my future or anything, because you know for a fact that I am going to become something that you want me to become. And you just make me feel like I'm not different, and I feel like good with you, and you just make me feel happy all the time that I'm with you.
That's the closing comment right there. I don't need to say one more damn thing here. All I got to say is da la vuelta y vive. God bless you. And, wow, I love you, mija.
I love you too.